What's up, everybody? It's James. Welcome to my den. Now, before I start on my first video, I should let you guys know a little bit about me. Now, I am a junior in high school, and I'm trying to get to IU so I can live out my dream as a sports commentator. So, I want to mainly do stuff like this. So, when I take stuff like this, I take notes. So, if you see me glance down or anything, that's the reason why, because I take notes. Um, I got to give a quick shout out to Purple Pocket Podcast and GG Sports Podcast because those two guys helped me a long way. GG Sports Podcast actually got me into sports podcasting. Sorry, I bumped the table there, but because they messaged me on Instagram, asked me if I'm a Vikings fan. I was like, yeah, and they asked me some questions. Then they got me watching their show, and then I found rap on Purple Pocket Podcast on their channel and he commented on there. And I was like, let me go check this guy out. And rap became, he rap's just awesome. Also check out Minnesota Sports Talk. That's Dave. Dave is a pretty cool guy. He knows his history. But let's get into what I want to talk about in this video. Now, I'm going to be focusing on a lot of big trades that happen in football, but I'm going to be focusing a lot on the Vikings. I'm trying to expand further, so if any of you guys want to reach out to me, do this podcast with me, that's fine. Just text me. I'm going to put my phone number on one of Rap's lives or email me. I will put my email address. Actually, just email me. I'll put my email address inside the comments of this vid. So that's pretty much it. So let's get into it. Now, what I want to talk about today is the trade to get Jalen Reagor. Now, me personally, I like Jalen. I also like Amir Smith-Marset. And I feel like Amir Smith-Marset could have been a great returner for the Vikings because, he already showed how good he would be towards the team, how good just in total of a player he was or is because he's not retired yet. But I feel like mainly we just got Jalen for a steal. I mean, we got him for a 2023 7th round pick and a 2024 4th round. I mean, that's not that bad because, we drafted Nick Muse 7th round this year and he's already gone. And I for some reason, I will talk about this on my 53 video. And it's not even about the 53. I'm going to probably record that later tonight. And what that video is about is me just basically saying who got cut and how I feel about each of those people getting cut. And then I'm going to make a video on why I think Chris Boyd should have been cut from the team and he should no longer be on there. But I just, being completely honest, feel like this was a big mistake for the Vikings because I feel like the Vikings just could have done way, way, way more with Amir Smith-Marset. When it comes to hands, I would put Jalen Reagor before, but I mean, who are we going to line up with punts and kick returns? Obviously, Ngwangwu, but besides him, the other person that we would have to put in is Jalen Naylor, and I don't honestly think that Jalen Naylor could do that great of a job. Even though he did do a good job in college, it's to the point where I'm pretty sure he muffed 2 punts this preseason. I didn't watch the Broncos game. I actually only watched the Raiders game versus the Vikings because I don't have cable. I'm only able to watch the Fox games, and I was at my uncle's house. So I was able to watch that game, and I don't remember if Jalen Naylor muffed a punt. I think he did inside the game. He might have muffed 2. But he muffed at least 1 punt inside the preseason, and I just don't feel like that is, like, a good thing. I know that, this is like his first game in a professional league, but at the same point, you can't be making mistakes like that. That's like if, there's a running back and let's say it's Ty Chandler's first actual NFL game, and Ty Chandler runs and he immediately fumbles the ball, or like he just without getting touched he drops the ball and then they pick it up and get a scoop and score. It's you can't let stuff like that go, or a receiver drops all the balls of the game, or just drops the ball once, or the quarterback gets nervous and throws super far and gets picked off by the safety. You can't be making mistakes like that. And I feel like Amir Smith Marset was more of one of those people that was dependable no matter where he was, because he was not that great at receiver, but he was great at special teams. And one thing I like would absolutely hate to see is me having to see KJ Osborne doing punt returns. And it's not just because I feel like KJ is not the right fit for it. It's because I really, really like KJ at receiver. I would have to say right now, KJ Osborne is my favorite player. His story of literally getting no receptions at all his first year, and then coming in and having the best third wide receiver performance I've ever seen in, I don't know, I've been watching football a little bit since eighth grade, so like 2 3 years. I have not seen that, and I doubt that I'll probably ever see a wide receiver get. I think it was 65 receptions. Or no, it was 55 receptions, 655 yards, and 7 touchdowns. If you can get 3 touchdowns short of Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson, then you should stay at receiver, because if you go in on a kick return and you get hurt, oh, who knows? Because if Adam Thielen gets hurt again this year, Justin Jefferson gets hurt, KJ Osborne is going to have to be that person that sits there, and he's going to have to be the person that plays inside that spot. Maybe not for JJ, but he did it last year for Thielen. He played inside the spot of Thielen, and he showed that he's a good enough player to like to actually have that spot. Um, and I mean, just Thielen is just an amazing player, but he's going to be gone soon. And then what are we going to do when he's gone? I doubt that we'll trade away KJ. If we trade away KJ, it's probably going to be for a center, an average center with Garrett Bradbury. Just trade him away, because, I feel like we should start Slotman, or Schlattman, or whatever his name is, because I doubt that anyone can do worse than Bradbury. But me personally, I think that KJ, with a few more years under his belt, let's say Thielen retires in 3 years, I feel like KJ is not going to leave as much of an impact as Thielen, because, like, if you watch, I think it was the 2017 divisional round against the Saints, um, Thielen catching just impossible catches, like catching the ball when it was impossible to catch, and I feel like, KJ could not do that, but at the same point, I feel like KJ, because you saw him inside practice, if you ever watched the practices, he would run and he would smoke everyone. I'm pretty sure in practice he caught a touchdown on Andrew Booth Jr., and I'm pretty sure in college Andrew Booth Jr. allowed no touchdowns, and that's why we picked him. I'm surprised he didn't get picked earlier, but it's it was either Booth or Sauce Gardner. I cannot think of who. That's a pretty big leap. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like Amir Smith Marset was cut from the team, and he shouldn't have been, because I have not looked at the salaries and everything like that going into this. If it was less of a salary, I guess so, but I just feel like it would have been safer to keep Amir Smith Marset on the team. Not to mention we're down 2 draft picks, and this at first I thought, because my one teacher, she's also like a fan of football, and then she told me when I was walking out of the class, because I was a little bit late because I was finishing up on an assignment, and she was like, "Hey, you guys got Jalen Reagor from the Eagles," and I was like, "We did?" And then she's like, "Yeah, for a 7th round pick." So at first I thought it was only a 7th rounder. She was like, "For a 2023 7th round pick," and I was like, "Oh my god, really?" And then inside 7th period I go, which that's my last class today, and I look, and we're doing a science lab. I'm like, let me pull out my phone, check this, and I'm like, 4th round pick for next year. I don't even know who we got. Ryan Asamoah, fourth round, I'm pretty sure. And I forgot. I don't know if we got anyone else. Yeah, Caleb Evans. That's who else we got. That's the other guy. So I just feel like a fourth round pick is a big waste and like to get rid of, because I feel like a Caleb Evans, with how much he loves being in the NFL, he's already showed how much he likes the Vikings. Signed the contract on his birthday. That's the only reason why he was not like signing it, because he wanted to make it memorable. And I feel like, because I think he's our fifth or sixth corner, and I feel like he should be, you know, yeah, maybe there this year, but next year he'll probably show enough progression, because from what I saw in the preseason games, Andrew Booth Jr. played terribly, racked up too many penalties. The Caleb Evans said the ones that he played, I did not see like any penalties against him. Maybe I missed some, but I didn't see any penalties against him. I saw him play greatly. Same thing with Lewis Seen. I did not see him play that well. So that's why I think that he might not be the starter this year, and Cameron Bynum might be the starter. Um, and I would love to see Seen play, but it's to the point where if you can't go into a game and you're the safety and you come in, let's say on a blitz, or you notice that the ball is going to get like ran, and you run down, your job is to stop that run if the linebackers don't. And if you let them slip that tackle and you're supposed to be a hard hitter and you're at your prime or right before your prime because you're straight out of college, you're a young guy, you have more energy than anyone else on that field except for the other rookies, and you're a first rounder, so you're already psyched up. But I feel like with him, I got to love the pick, and then watching him play, I started feeling like he might be a bust. Who knows? It's preseason's way different. Even though you're going up against easier opponents, it's just way different, because it's not like, you just, it's not like you go in against these NFL stars. It's not like, you had freaking, what's his name? Odell Beckham Jr. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. If you had him and you had Odell Beckham Jr. go up against, I don't know, let's go with Andrew Booth. If you had prime Odell Beckham Jr. going up against current Andrew Booth, or going up against current Caleb Evans, either one of them would get smoked. No matter what the route was. It could be an out route, in route, slant, fade. It doesn't matter. It's immediately he'd break open. You can't have a skilled star get covered by a rookie, and I understand that. But when it's preseason and you have somebody that has like as much talent as, a fifth or sixth round pick, that's a rookie, that's way different. It's basically like if I went up against a mediocre college player, like a second string college player, and he could not stop me from catching the ball once. It gets to that point where you have to be able to stop it when it would be the easiest to, because I doubt that if you cannot stop someone like, I don't know, Myron Mitchell, who got cut from the Vikings, if you can't stop Myron Mitchell, what makes you think that you can stop Justin Jefferson or Adam Thielen or KJ Osborne? Like, what makes you think that you can stop those three receivers if you can't even stop like the sixth string? Little tongue twister there. That's the point I've been trying to get across. Is, I'm very happy with the pick. I'm very happy that he likes the team and he wants to get working, but I don't like the fact that he cannot cover great receivers. And now I'm talking about Booth. I don't like the fact that he can't cover great receivers. I don't like the fact that Lewis Seen can't stop runs, and he can't, he just can't stop anything. He can't stop a deep pass. I expected him inside those first few games, somebody goes up for a deep ball, it's 50-50 with the receiver, Scene's going to come in right when that ball touches the receiver's hands. It's boom, and then the receiver gets his legs broken. Like, that's what I expected to see, but it's the exact opposite. Is what I saw. I saw inside inside the Raiders game. I expected to see the Vikings. Their defensive starters. Andrew Booth. I expected Andrew Booth to dominate. I was so hyped on Andrew Booth. When I tell you that I am like, that dude is going to be a big changer. That dude's going to get us to the playoffs and probably not to the Super Bowl, but he's going to get us to, I think, the conference round, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes in and then he gets like 10 penalties against him. That's a big difference. That's like, you know, you it's your birthday, like you have a birthday present and your grandma's like, "Oh, well here I got you a card." And then she gives you a card and she's like, "And there's a special prize in it." And it's like, I don't know, your 10th birthday, and you open it up and you're like, "Oh sweet, I'm gonna get $10, blah blah blah," and then she gives you 10 cents. Like, are you gonna be kind of happy with that 10 cents? Are you gonna be happy with those few pass breakups and those few interceptions and everything? Yeah, but are you actually gonna be happy with what you have, knowing that you could have gotten something better? Like, we took Andrew Booth um, before anyone else could. But at the same point, he was rated as like the top player, all of this. And then you had where I was like, oh yeah, let's please get him, let's please get him. And this was like, I don't know, like at the 20th pick, I was like, please get him, please get him. And then 32nd pick, I was like, oh no, we didn't get him. And because I saw Booth, I looked at a few of the guys' film that were corners, and I saw Booth, and I was like, okay, Booth looks like he's pretty good. And Booth like got taken by us, and I was like, everybody was selecting corners, and I heard about cornerback this, cornerback that. I can't remember any of the cornerbacks' names, but they were like, they're selecting this cornerback and this one and this one. I'm like, is Booth not actually that good? Like, if you look at the tape, like, I believe that Caleb Evans is actually going to have a better career if he's put in as much as they will put in Booth. I feel like a Caleb Evans will have a better career. Now I'm hyped on a Caleb Evans. But I don't know who they're going to put in for the returning, because our stuff of putting in corners as returners is over. Because we cannot afford any injuries. Um, well, who knows? We can put Chris Boyd in as a returner, and he doesn't really do anything when he's on the field or off the field. So, I mean, what else are we gonna do? I mean, I don't think that he should be on there. I think that we should cut Chris Boyd, free up some cap space. If it's gonna penalize our cap space, then no. Like, if it's gonna still cost us money when he's off the team, then no. Except if we need someone in that. So let's say we have 53 people. I think we only have 52. If we get 53 um, with Chris Boyd in there, and you know, let's say J.C. Treader was still in the league, or somebody like J.C. Treader was still in the league, it would immediately shift to, hey, I want to join you guys. And who would they get rid of? I bet you they wouldn't get rid of Chris Boyd, and I don't know why. It's just like the Anthony Barr situation. He's not hurting the team in any way, but he's not benefiting the team that much, because yeah, we did get a replacement with Zadarius Smith. Sorry, this is my first vid, but with Zadarius, and I feel like Zadarius is going to be out for Blood Week 1, and I feel like he's just better all around, even though he's later in his career. I just feel we've progressed so much, but this signing Jalen Reagor, well, trading for him, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's good. And then Vikings cut Amir Smith-Marset, and I was like, this is not good. This is a mistake. We're going to, do terrible now. And I just feel like we could have prevented this in some way, because a fourth-round pick is actually pretty good, because think about it. We got KJ Osborne 5th round. I think we got Amir Smith-Marset 5th round. Jalen Reagor was a former first rounder, and I'm pretty sure KJ Osborne put up better stats in one season than Jalen Reagor in two. So that's about it. I mean, it's crazy. I was not expecting this to happen. I was expecting Amir Smith Marset to make the 53, and he did, but then he got cut. I was not expecting any more trades on the Vikings between receivers because we have our top three receivers. Then we have Jalen Naylor, and I honestly don't like Jalen Naylor because I feel like he's a 6 rounder. You know, he's really good, but at the same point, that's college, and it's like if I am playing football with my friends and I because I wanted to join the football team and I end up destroying my friends. My friends go into double coverage and I completely smoke them on every route, and then a coach sees me and he's like, "Hey, you should join our team." And then like I joined the Crown Point football team, and they're like, "Oh yeah, but we're putting you on varsity," and I go on varsity, and they're like, "Okay, here we go," and then I get one person on me, and then right when I touch that ball, I get my leg snapped in half. It's like you can't set people that are pretty good in college or just good in college and then have them go there, because I'm pretty sure about every two people in each D1 college every year will get into, like, on average, two people in each D1 college will get into the NFL, or it might be more, but I know with it, two people from each college on average get drafted. Out of that huge team, only two get drafted. And how many of those people are going to stick on the 53? Hey, Nick Muse, I forgot which college he's from. He's not on the 53. He got cut, and I was looking forward to him play because, and I'm gonna make a video about that, about the cuts. So I'm not gonna go too much in depth with it, but I would like to watch him play, and that's the bottom line of today's video. But stay tuned later tonight. I am going to be releasing another video, and I might actually, I might make, let's see, looking at my notes, 1, 2, then 3, 4. I might make 4 videos tonight. But other news that happened is Kellen Mond, that got waived, I'm pretty sure today or yesterday, has gotten picked up by the Cleveland Browns, and he's set as their third quarterback. And I will also talk about my thoughts on him, like everybody that got waived and cut and everybody. I'm talking, I don't know, a little over 1.5 people. I'm not 1.5 people, 1.5 pages of people. This includes like almost everybody that got cut that I saw. I'm going to talk about this. There's a few people that I don't even know who they are, like Sean Byer. I did not learn who that was. I was waiting to see the 53, and then I went on the podcast with Rap, so then that changed it. But I don't know Sean Byer, Time in Paris, or whatever his name is. I mean, obviously, if I said his name wrong, I don't know who he is. TJ Smith, Tyrese Stevenson, or Tyrese, I don't know how to say his name either. I don't know either one of those guys. Julian Taylor, I don't know who that is. You have Zach McLeod, I don't know who he is. Chaz Surratt, I don't know who he is, but I've heard his name. Perry Nickerson, I've heard his name too, but I don't know who he is. Mike Brown, I don't know who he is. And Miles Dorn, I don't know who that is. Like, I didn't even know that we had a bunch of backup safeties to cut, because those Mike Brown and Miles Dorn are 2 backup safeties, but that's the most in-depth I'm going to go in with the cuts, is the people I don't know. So I might mention them, I might not. So if you come back and you watch this video after you watch me talking about the cuts, you'll see that I talked about these people, these 10 people, I think is what I named. before I started. And I'm going to mess up a lot of names. Like William Quinku, I guess is how you say his name. I'm not great with names, and I need to in order to be a commentator, but I don't know. But that is enough for this video, and I will see you people probably later tonight. Oh, but before I go, one more thing. Speaking of me wanting to commentate, on next Tuesday, I am going to be able to go down to a person that does the football game commentatings for the area, and he does it for all the schools. He's going to get me down to the office so I can learn how to commentate and I can do all these things. I don't expect to commentate at all, especially my first year. Maybe my senior year he'll let me commentate, but this year, my junior year, I don't feel like I'll be able to, because there's still a lot of learning to do, and no matter what, if I do, I won't be able to do the varsity games. But at least I'm going to put myself in this position. If I don't upload a lot, it's because I'm trying to get a 3.8 GPA or higher. That way I can get into IU. If I don't, I'm going to go to Ivy Tech, get a communications degree there, then go to IU, and I'm going to get probably a radio and broadcasting or another communications degree there. And the reason why IU is because it works directly with ESPN. But I feel like I should let you guys know that in case if you guys are interested. Find out if you guys want to do broadcasting and you are still in school. Find out who does the football games. If you go to like your academic office or speak to the football coach or anything, you can find out who that is most likely and email them. And they were just, they're the nicest people. But I just feel like, it is not the easiest thing to do, but it isn't the hardest. Because if you've been watching football, you understand the plays. If you learn some names, it's pretty easy. And those guys are so easy to deal with and so nice that, anyone could do anything with them. But that is about it for what I have to talk about. And I will talk to you guys later tonight. All right. See you.